We're going to spend the next few sessions thinking about one-to-ones. What is a one-to-one? Why is it a good idea? And how do you go about doing one? Well, what is a one-to-one? You may have heard people talking about them recently. They're all the rage at the moment. And maybe someone at your church has encouraged you to do one. I spend most of my week doing them. Well, a one-to-one is a kind of Bible study. But just like the name sounds, it involves two people meeting one-to-one. The thing that stops this just being a meeting is that at least one of you is a Christian, and probably both of you are. And the third thing you need is a Bible, or at least part of the Bible to look at. You've got two people, at least one of you is a Christian, and you've got a Bible. You've got a one-to-one. So we know what a one-to-one is, but why is it such a good idea? Well, as we read the New Testament, we find out that it's the work of all Christians to do the job of discipling each other. That becomes really clear in Ephesians 4. If we read through it, we find out that it's a job for all the saints to do. That just means all Christians. And the way that we do it is by speaking the truth in love to each other. And that just means talking about the Bible. One of my favourite examples of people doing this kind of ministry is a couple that we meet in Acts. They're called Aquila and Priscilla, and they're just a normal Christian couple. They meet Paul, the apostle. He stays at their house, they get to know him, and they go on a ministry trip with him. Along the way, they meet this guy called Apollos. He's really keen. He's heard about the scriptures, he's teaching people, but he doesn't quite have the full picture. And so Priscilla and Aquila just take him aside and disciple him. They explain things to him a bit more clearly. They're just a normal Christian couple doing the job of discipling other Christians. And so one-to-one is just a deliberate way of doing this kind of work that we're all called to be doing. Okay, you say, but we're not all called to be teachers, are we? That's a job for some people. Well, that's definitely true, and there are some roles that people are set apart for. But actually, probably there are more of us who have some knowledge of the Bible and would be able to share it with others than we otherwise think. One-to-ones are a great way of encouraging and discipling other Christians. Okay, we're excited about one-to-ones, we want to give it a go, but who do we decide to read with? I'm guessing there are lots of people in your church that you could choose from. Just for the sake of clarity, I'm going to assume that women are going to study the Bible with women and men are going to study the Bible with men. But once we've got that sorted, I reckon there are 4 types of people that you could do a one-to-one with. The first type of person is someone that could do a one-to-one with someone else. Maybe there's someone in your Bible study group and you've spotted that they just seem to have a real gift for understanding the Bible and explaining it really clearly to other members of the group. You reckon they could do a really good one-to-one with someone else, but they've just never seen it in action. If you spend a bit of time with them studying the Bible together, they benefit from being discipled by you, and hopefully they catch the vision for doing one-to-ones and then go and do it with someone else. That frees you up to go and do a one-to-one with another person. The second kind of person you could do a one-to-one with is someone who's a younger Christian or a new Christian. You can spend some time discipling them and explaining to them the basics of the Christian belief, explaining to them more about who Jesus is and what it looks like to follow him day by day. The third kind of person you could do a one-to-one with is someone who's at a similar stage of life to you, and you meet together to encourage each other to keep following Jesus day by day. So maybe you're a mum at church and there's another mum. You could meet together at a time of day that's convenient for both of you, and you study the Bible together and are able just to particularly apply it to the situations that you're in. Or maybe it's that you're working in an office and there's another Christian in the same office. Maybe 2 people in retirement or 2 students at the same college. You meet together and encourage each other to keep following Jesus. The fourth kind of person you can study the Bible with is someone who isn't a Christian. And the aim there is to talk to them about Jesus as you look at one of the eyewitness accounts of him together. We'll think more about that kind of person in the last training session.